Welcome back, everybody. This is a real quick clip answering some questions. Actually, it's basically one question that has had a couple of individuals that have seen my videos to help them to where they're not confused. Okay, so the question is, some of my videos, I talk about the low limit sensor, the low limit snap disc, okay? When you start your stove, it measures the flue gases that must reach 120 degrees. When it reaches 120 degrees, it then closes and then activates power to the auger motor and the convection fan. Okay, complete control of the user control board. Now, some confusion that's gone on out there is I talk about with the 3.5B upgrade EEPROM that I highly encourage all of you to purchase and install on your motherboards in order to make your stove as efficient as possible. Yes, the 3.5B has a 16-minute startup programmed on it. What it's saying is, I'm gonna give you 16 minutes for your stove to be lit, fire off, and send 120 degrees to the low limit sensor. It's not meaning that it's gonna take that full 16 minutes in order to engage power to the operational mode of the stove. It's stating that you have 16 minutes in order to have the stove fired up and burning. Otherwise, it's gonna shut itself off. At that point there, if it does shut itself down, here is the biggest problem that people are having. There is a lot of damage going on out here right now with individuals that are noticing that their stove is shutting down. They will walk over and turn the stove off and turn it back on. Bad idea. That's the time when your stove then has to reactivate. Now understand, you have fans and motors that's spinning, mainly the combustion motor. When you turn it back on, everything's running, and now the stove, the motherboard's like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm already running, surge, okay? That is one of the quickest ways to damage your electronics. So if you shut that stove down, and please watch a video that I just put out there. I met some wonderful people, and we had a great time, even though that they had to put out some money. But I'll put it in the link. I'll put the picture of it up here. But these people went through this. And sometimes when I communicate with y'all out there over email, there's a good percentage of time to where emailing back and forth, you know, we'll have the perfect thing to say back and forth, but we might not type it in an email and it's not mentioned or said. So information translation can get lost in emails. This is the main reason why I tell everybody you must email me from the beginning so I can start a record with your name, what stove you have, and what parts you've put into it, what it's doing, when did you service it last, how many tons of pellets have you put through the stove since you've serviced it last? Do you run it on high where it burns the cleanest? Do you run it on low where it burns the dirtiest because it's a cooler burn? And that doesn't matter if you have the best pellet in the earth. It's like a wood stove. I install wood stoves weekly. And I tell the clients that when you're cranking open that oxygen vent, it's going to burn hot and clean. If you dampen it down and it smolders, it's going to burn dirty, and it's going to start building up creosote to the point to where you have to understand you have to maintenance more often to eliminate a chimney fire. We're having chimney fires constantly. I mean, you know, people have to be educated, right? I had to be educated. I have to learn Austroflamms and Rika back in 1990 from my good friend Conrad, and he had to help me understand how everything worked because it was such a new product to the United States. And being one of the first retailers to introduce Austroflamm to the United States, I had to become an authoritative figure when it came time to install and educate the clients on how to operate the stove properly. It was very easy to walk out the door saying, now you read that manual. But this situation right here, right now that I'm talking about, it's not in the manual. Back then, everything was under warranty by the manufacturer, by Lucky Distributing, who we took over the Austroflamm line and then handled Austroflamm and Rika from that point forward. Let me just recap if you do not mind. The number one thing I need you to take away from this is when your stove is running and you shut it off, you must let it completely finish the cooling cycle until it stops running. Then, if you want to turn it back on, hit the on button. No problems, no worries, your components are happy, everything is operating the way that it's supposed to. But today, I am experiencing many individuals that have never heard this information and are damaging brand new parts to them, whether it's new or replacement. We're the only ones that sell the refurbished motherboards, user boards, and so forth. If you do not have a manual, write me while it's fresh and you're thinking about it and say, Scott, please send me a manual. And then you will have the proper information that everybody had when they bought them brand new, to where you can familiarize yourself with operating it, servicing it, troubleshooting it, because it has a troubleshooting guide in it. So if you guys have any other questions, please email me at offgridstoves@gmail.com. I'm here for you. I work from right now 5 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night. And I can tell you that Julie is always on the lookout for new emails or responses to our emails. And we really work hard at making you feel comfortable that we're here to help you and get your stove up and running as quick as possible. You guys stay safe out there. Peace.